Already, HAL is manufacturing Hindustan 228, which is a 19-seater plane. Dhruv is there from HAL, which is a 14-seater helicopter. And also NAL is also making another plane. Now, if you add this, if you bring in these changes in the legislation, then the state of design, ICAO will recognize India as a state of design, which will improve our prospects globally also, sir. To bring in talent which will attract in creating design here, and also whatever we design or manufacture, that is also going to be accepted worldwide also. So it was very important for us at this stage, the changes that is happening throughout the country, it was very important for us to define design, maintenance and manufacture, which is the major driver in the civil aviation sector today, sir. And that is what we have brought in to the bill also today. And the other one, before bringing this bill here, a lot of wide consultations have happened, both internally and externally also. From the public, we have received the feedback. From internally, DGCA, BCAS, AI, ERA, AAIB, and also externally, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, Finance Ministry, DPIIT, Department of Telecom. All these were widely consulted and all their feedback was taken in before we have brought in this Bharatiya Vayan Videk into the August House, sir. And another important feature that this bill is addressing, this is a feedback that we have received from the pilots, especially the pilots who are getting trained and trying to obtain their CPL license, commercial pilot license. Sir, before they obtain this commercial pilot license, there is one certificate that is required, which is the radio telephony certificate. This RTR, radio telephony restricted certificate, which was supposed to be given on the basis of the previous act, this was supposed to be given by Department of Telecom. Now, once they, before obtaining the CPL, they had to go to Department of Telecom and get this license. Once they get the license from Department of Telecom, they come back to DGCA, which is under the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and they get flight radio telephony operator license. Once they get the flight telephony operator's license, then they again get the commercial pilot license, which is the CPL. Now, this process of going to two departments just for that certificate for radio telephony, there was a lot of feedback from the pilots and especially that industry, the training industry, that this is creating a lot of problem for them. Now, going through two departments, the chair would also know how difficult the system gets over the years when there are different kinds of people. And especially DGCA has the expertise for the radio telephony in aviation, which is why it has the capacity to give flight radio telephony operator's license. So the feedback from the industry has been that why don't you shift this from the Department of Telecom and put it within the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and with this bill, we have addressed that feedback, sir, and we have shown that this is a government which listens to the public, which does what the public needs, and that is the change that we have brought in this bill also. And also, another important change that we have brought with this, sir, is regarding the appeals section. I thought a lot of people would talk about this, but not a lot of people have thrown some light on this. But there have been a lot of inconsistencies in the earlier act which was related to the appeal, sir. And there was provision for appeal against only financial penalties. Administrative penalties, there was nothing written in the earlier act which was addressing the appeals on administrative penalties. Only financial penalties, there was an appeal, and there was only one appeal that was allowed. But now we thought, when we are trying to change this bill, change the act and bring in a new bill, we have decided that we are going to implement the principles of natural justice. And whenever how the industry treats the appeals, how other departments are treating the appeals, we are going to bring that structure into this, and that is what we have done here also, sir. So any time any action is taken, the first show cause notice, the person against whom the action is being taken, he will be properly heard, and he will be given a chance to go for 2 appeals, and there will be a proper tribunal also after the appeals, so that he can get the principles of, he can avail his principle of natural justice, and that we have accommodated here. And just like I said earlier, there was only for financial penalty, the appeal was there. Now we have added administrative enforcement also, so that there is opportunity for appeal there also, sir. And also earlier, the Principal Act, the Indian Aircraft Act, only carried certain provisions regarding the action of suspension of licenses, certificate or approvals. The other sections which come under restrictions, they were addressed through some other rules. Now we have brought everything into the Principal Act so that there is a legislative backing. There is a clear flow of instructions on how the licenses or certificates, how they get suspended or how they get restricted or how they get cancelled. All this has been brought into the Principal Act, which is going to create a lot of clarity on how the appeals and also how the licenses are being done in this country, sir. So these are some of the important points that the bill covers, and I feel that whatever members have raised regarding the issues of the bill, I was able to cover with this, sir. And especially there has been some discussion on the naming of the bill also. Bharatiya Vayan Videyak. I don't see what the problem is, sir. I have calculated how many words are there in the Act. 11,643 words are there in the entire Act. Out of 11,643 words, only 3 words. Only 3 words are in this Bharatiya Vayan Videyak. The rest of the text is completely in English. So there is no way how people feel that we are imposing certain thing. And in fact, when you are bringing these 3 words also, everyone should feel happy. I was hearing someone saying that you come from Telugu land and you are accepting this. Of course, I'll accept it. It is an Indian language. We are all proud of all the Indian languages that are there. And Bharatiya Vayu and Videyak. In Telugu also, Bharatiya is Bharatiya only, sir. In Telugu, Vayu is also Vayu only, sir. So I treat this as a Telugu name also. And I treat it as a Sanskrit name also. I treat it as any other Indian language. So just by bringing the name of this act, I feel that everyone should feel proud of this and not oppose the naming of the act, sir. That is one point that I wanted to ensure this. And other than this, one of the important issues that have also been raised during the speeches, one was the airfares issue, sir. And it has been constantly coming up. Let it be 0 hour, let it be private members, or let it be question hour. And through the bill also many members have raised this. And in fact, I've already mentioned this after taking charge as the minister also, sir, that one of my top priorities would be to make the airfares affordable and accessible to the common man of this country. Because
there should be some mechanism for flexibility.
I'll get into it. Because our whole intention, our intention of the NDA government is that till now, till 2014, sir, this civil aviation was always like it was for certain sections of the civilized society. It was like civilized aviation. But once Honorable Prime Minister took charge, once Narendra Modi ji has taken charge, civil aviation was considered as civilian aviation, sir, and that is what our commitment is even today also. And to make it civilian aviation, this is a very important point which the ministry is also taking very seriously. But I would also like to tell the House that we have to understand the dynamics around the airfares also. It is not just the airlines saying that, Acha, tomorrow I'll just put this air price at so-and-so price. There is a certain mechanism. There are lot of other factors which are included in the airfares, like the ATF, sir, the fuel cost, the airport security fee, user development fee, landing charges, and lot of these factors, and taking into account the market demand also, and especially when some vacations are there or some special events are happening. So there are a lot of dynamic factors which get included in deciding the fare of this thing. And also yesterday when a lot of people were speaking, they were also mentioning that how certain carriers have gone out of system also.